Switch a roll tight, got spray behind, I hit the highway.
What's up guys, Cody Bidlow with ATHLETE.X here. Today we're going to be talking about how you can use sprint training to target fat loss in your training program. Thanks for tuning in. While you're here, please hit subscribe, hit that like button, and leave a comment if you're so inclined. Fat loss is arguably the most popular workout goal. If you ask any average person what do they want to do, they probably want to lean up. If you want to burn fat and you want to lean up your physique, a modified sprint training approach can be a great way to do that. Now, I'm not telling you to go out to the track today and run as fast as you can without warming up and rip your hamstring in half. You need to do this in an intelligent manner and progress it in a way which is optimal for where you are in your own fitness journey. But if you take these ideas and these concepts and then you apply them to the level that you're at and you work with them in a way that is optimal for you, then you can reap some great benefits. You can feel great, improve your confidence, look good, and ultimately walk through life feeling like, yeah, I'm doing the right thing. You know, you can look in the mirror and not be self-conscious that, oh, I got a little extra around the midsection, or oh, I got a little bit more under cheek than I want, you know? So how can you utilize sprint training to target fat loss? Well, there's a couple ways you can do it. First would be acceleration capacity, which is where you're going to do repeated short sprints with a short rest interval. Say you run 20 meters, you slow down, turn around, sprint another 20 meters without actually standing around and waiting. Your rest is just the time it takes to slow down, turn around, and start again. Say you do that for 4 reps of 20 meters, and then you take a longer rest, say 3 minutes, 5 minutes, something like that. Then you do it again. You might do that 2 or 3 times for a total of 8 to 12 sprints, and that would be the workout. Now, of course, you're going to want to warm up appropriately. You're going to want to make sure that your mobility is in a good place and that you're only running as fast as you feel comfortable given where you are at. But sprinting doesn't mean that you have to run 10 meters per second down the track. You can just run fast relative to where you're at. Say all you ever do is jog. Well, then run faster than a jog, and that'll be fine for right now. You know, as time goes on, you'll run faster and great, but don't feel like you got to run as fast as, you know, some high-level sprinter to get the benefits of these workouts. Just run fast relative to what you are used to. Now, another way that you can utilize sprint training for fat loss is with tempo endurance training. And tempo endurance is where you sprint at maybe 60 to 75% of your maximal speed. So it's not that fast. It's just a good cruising tempo. You're not jogging. You're running / sprinting. But you're going at about, you know, like I said, 60 to 75%, say for 100 meters, 200 meters, 300 meters, something like that. You run that distance, and then you take a relatively short rest. If you run 100 meters, you could rest 30 to 60 seconds. If you run 200 meters, you could rest 30 seconds to 2 minutes, and so on and so forth. You know, if you run a 300, you could rest a little bit longer. But you want to just rest only long enough for you to run the next rep at the same time that you ran the last one. Every repetition in this workout should be the same speed, or another way to look at it is you should never run slower than you did on the previous repetition. That doesn't mean you're not going to be breathing when you go into it, but the pace that you're running at, if it's in that 60 to 75% range, will be slow enough to allow you to repeat that quality of your run without losing your technique, without falling apart or feeling like you're going to go into cardiac arrest if you run another rep. If you go below that 60% range, it's probably going to be too slow and the workout is not going to be as effective. If you go over that 75% mark, you're probably going to be running too fast. You're not going to be able to complete the workout. Or if you do complete the workout, you're going to run those last reps significantly slower or with worse technique than you did on the previous reps. So stick between that 60 to 75% range. Do it for, say, 10 times 100 meters, 6 times 200 meters, 6 times 300 meters, something like that, whatever you feel comfortable with, and start there. And then from there, you can either increase the distance that you're running, increase the number of repetitions you're running, reduce the rest, or run them a little bit faster. If you use either of these two methods, the acceleration capacity approach or the tempo endurance approach, and you incorporate that into your program over a long period of time, say after 8 weeks or 12 weeks, you're definitely going to see some change if you've never done this before or if you haven't been doing it recently. If you incorporate both, you're going to get even better effects. Now, outside of the fat loss, you're going to improve your aerobic capacity because of the short rest intervals that we're using. you're going to improve the capillary density in your muscles, so it's going to make it easier for you to warm up and sustain a warm up during your other types of training. You're probably going to find that your endurance is better for both short efforts, say doing Olympic lifts, because if you're doing the acceleration capacity workouts, you're going hard, stopping, going hard again, and that's going to develop a certain type of, power endurance, you could say. And then the tempo endurance is going to help more of your longer bouts of exertion and help you with endurance in that realm. So you're not only going to improve your fat loss, but your endurance is going to improve, your aerobic qualities are going to improve, and overall you'll probably feel generally better. I think it's important to look at, if you're training for fat loss, if you're training to be more muscular, whatever your training goals are, the methods that you use have to be appealing to you. You shouldn't just do things that you hate all the time. Now, that doesn't mean you should never do something that you dislike, because then you're never working your weaknesses. But ultimately, to be consistent in the long run, the training you do has to be fitting to you as a person, to your body, what your body is built for. We're not all built to run long distance runs, and we're not all built to sprint. But if we dabble a little bit in every area, we can find the things that work for us. And if you do the things that work for you and you do them consistently, then you're going to see gains, you're going to see improvements in fat loss, improvements in your health, and ultimately continue to work towards your goals in a way that is optimal for you. So thank you guys for tuning in. I hope this video sheds some light on how you can use sprint training for fat loss. If you use sprint training in a different way to lose fat, please leave it below. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them down there in the comment box. Hit that like button if you like the video. Subscribe to stay tuned to my next videos. And tune in next time. This is ATHLETE.X signing off.